Well, anyway, as I said, the warning signs were there. But Ingersoll is getting routinely targeted and harassed at a distance, let's say, by the Sons here in Connecticut. And finally, he gets fed up enough to where he says, you know what? We can't solve our issues this way. I'm going to take this issue before the governor, and we're going to solve this in the gentlemanly way, right? So mid-September 1765, Ingersoll mounts a horse, and he sets off from New Haven to go to Hartford, and he's riding by himself, totally alone. He may or may not be armed, he may or may not have any way of defending himself, but he decides to ride off alone. Well, it doesn't take long for word to get out that one of our #1 targets is en route from New Haven to Hartford. On September 19, 1765, Ingersoll is intercepted in Wethersfield. Anybody ever been to the Broad Street Green in Wethersfield? It's a beautiful, beautiful green. I highly recommend you go just for a day trip. It's a great place to go. In the early that day, a man by the name of John Durkee, mounted on horseback in his full military regimentals, and as many as 500 men that he recruited and assembled from Norwich and Lyme and New London, all marched themselves towards Hartford and caught Ingersoll on the Broad Street Green in Wethersfield. And they confined him to the nearby Chester Tavern, which still stands on the green. And they said to him that, Mr. Ingersoll, we're going to make this very easy for you. You are going to continue your journey to Hartford under our escort, and you're going to resign your commission as stamp agent. And what do you think Jared Ingersoll said?
Great idea.
He said no. He said no. What do you think? I am not going to do that. That is preposterous. I have a job to do. I have a duty to fulfill. I have an obligation. He resists it. Well, after maybe an hour or two, confined into the tavern, he gives up. He relents. He says, in fact, he's quoted in his correspondence, which still survives. He says, I did not think that this cause was worth dying for. Those are his words. What's so ironic about that is every single one of those men, including John Durkee, who intercepted him on the green, just publicly intimidated an official agent of the British Crown. That's something they put their lives on the line to do. So they were prepared to possibly die. But Jared Ingersoll decided, in my current situation right now, that I don't have much going for me in my favor. So that was a smart move. That was a smart move on his part. That all happens on September 19th, 1765. This is one of the only official images that's within the Wethersfield Historical Society, and they depict Mr. Ingersoll surrendering to the band of Sons of Liberty.